I'm weirdly enough re-recording this. I did one this morning, but then two things happened. One, I forgot to set my microphone properly, so I talked to air. The other thing that happened was I got to see people. So, anyway, this is a new segment, not politics today. We will be getting back into politics more often. I am going to be sticking with that, I promise. But today is not about politics. Today is about a human being. Today is about a person that deserves to be recognized as a person, that deserves to be remembered as a person. This is what I want to be the very first words that I say on this matter, because of what I've seen today. Let's begin, because this story, there's a lot. So, yesterday there was a big announcement. Can we wheel the television in? Thanks. There was a big announcement, and it was a really, really devastating one. It is with a heavy heart that I share the passing of my fiancé and best friend Seth. I'm truly at a loss for words, and my heart is broken. Those who would like to support, and they list the GoFundMe. Thank you for your kindness and support, Kobe. So, yeah, Seth Peterson, at age 28, has passed away. There was the very typical and usual outpouring of love and affection that would be natural for anyone who passed away unexpectedly, shockingly, and left people behind with questions, with regrets, longing. There were good, beautiful messages, like Ryan Orion, who left one of the most beautiful that I have ever read. His memoriam is really stunning. Ryan Orion posted, cried all night, and hoped I'd wake up to it being a mistake. I dreamt we got together again to watch a movie and everything was normal. Adam was a sweet, sensitive, artistic soul with a fierce but tender heart. I grew fondness and quick affection for him. We're both Virgos, and he trusted me with his thoughts and feelings, despite him feeling like he didn't know how to get close to people, something I also used to struggle with. He hated feeling weird and misunderstood and not being able to make friends, but he allowed himself to share with me. I told him I was his friend, and I meant it. I held his hand while he cried over things that weighed on him, hugged him, consoled him. I didn't take it for granted that he was vulnerable with me because I knew he yearned for that. I think one of the reasons he trusted me quickly is because I recognized one of his tattoos from the Gunslinger books, which were his favorites, and so mine too. 19, if you know, you know. We had a long comment and bonded over our mutual hobbies. He crocheted, I knit. We'd show each other's hats we were working on. The selfie is one of his pieces he just finished on a flight. We lived around the corner from one another. I was able to pop by and watch his puppy several times while he was working away. A lot of our friendship was based on checking in on one another, and I valued that immensely. He was very supportive of me getting my personal trainer certification, and he'd lend me his textbooks, which I still have and will cherish. I very much regret not checking in with him one more time in the last couple of months. The last time I spoke to him was in early February, and I'm in a lot of pain over that. Adam, or as his many friends know him, Seth, was a very special, talented person in this world who touched countless hearts and blessed my life with his friendship. I'll miss him deeply, and I'm grateful for the moments we shared. Rest peacefully, my sweet, beautiful friend. I love you so much. Always, your Virgo brother. Here's the picture. It's a very cute hat. A very cute hat. Chris Go posted, I'm extremely saddened to hear about the passing of Seth Peterson. I had known Seth for only a few years, but in that time, I got to know a sweet man who I helped get work from time to time. He was always so smiley and hardworking. It's moments like this that I urge people to check in on those they care about and let them know you're there if ever they need you. I'm guilty of not doing that enough. Yes, valid words. Another beautiful picture. Really stunning outfit. I love that top so much. Hayden Breyer gave us a little post. Thank you so much for being so supportive, friendly, and kind to me. Rest in peace, handsome. Hey, so I know you said you don't film, but after the Gay VN Award yesterday, I found myself wondering why you don't. Because you'd be getting trophies like hottest newcomer, best dick, best body. Some people I talk to, I get it, but you already post so much on Twitter. Why not film too? You also have a unique and likable personality, which I envy more than your body. So I think it'd be the difference between a couple thousand a month and, I don't know, a surplus thousand a month in this industry. Oh my god, stop. You're so sweet. What's your Snapchat? I love that he was encouraging Hayden in this way. So beautiful. Ricky Lee posted for us as well. I remember meeting Seth on set in Palm Springs back in May 2024. His calm demeanor, personality, intellect left a lasting impression. He was in Seattle last summer, and we were going to meet up and catch up. It ended up happening because we both got busy. Next time for sure. So I thought, fuck. My heart goes out to his loved ones. Fly high, my friend. Leo Lewis posted, rest in peace, Seth Peterson. We were supposed to shoot for Cocky Boys last week. Something came up. Just left set right now. We never met, but almost crossing paths in such tragic circumstances is immensely odd. We all ought to live every day. You never know when it ends. Ryan O'Ryan posted this, and this is why I'm happy I'm re-recording this. It's sad to see some of the judgmental opinions about the porn industry and unfounded assumptions about porn star lives. They really don't know the regulations and tests required to be able to work on porn sets, and how professional and caring and supportive everyone is as of now. And the reason Ryan O'Ryan had to post something like this is because of people like this next one. Tim Kruger, Blake Mitchell, Alex Riley, and Seth Peterson. People often forget the struggles behind a gay adult career, pressure, judgment, and mental stress. And more than just what we saw on screen, yet real lives, battles, losing them one after another feels heavy and unreal. It sounds beautiful, but there is an undercurrent here that is spreading. What's the struggle? You have to search or study on this. Stop masturbation. And then someone throws in, don't forget Kyle Ross too and Cassie Tanner. Blake Mitchell and Kyle Ross were both killed in auto accidents. Do not use them to spread this bullshit propaganda that everybody in porn is depressed, drug addicted. Don't do that. Because, first of all, it's bullshit. You can't say shit like that about someone like Lane. About someone who took seriously safety concerns and everything when it came to riding his bike. A guy who was intelligent, smart, academic, had a future he was pushing towards every single day. And just like that, we have Seth as well. He had a neuroscience degree. He had a potential future. He had a plan to fall back on after he had made the money he wanted to make, doing a job that he chose because it was good money, but also ended up sticking with because he enjoyed it. Diminishing sex workers is a serious issue we need to talk about. A very serious issue. There's another post. It really upset me. And this is the last one we're going to do. Then I'm just going to talk to you guys. I don't know the validity of this. This was an interesting one. On Pink News, first of all, he was not in Los Angeles. Ryan O'Ryan confirmed this. They are misreporting already. And then this guy mentions, I've looked at his Facebook. He was facing some serious back issues. It was obviously facing health problems because of it. It's very unfair. People are just assuming he died of drugs. Exactly. So, this story with the back. I have tried to ask around to find out if it's verified or not. I haven't gone full verification, but I want to look at this still because I think context matters. Even if it's flawed context. And I know that sounds weird, but there is a purpose to this plot. Just trust me. So, these Facebook posts that this guy shared that he had found. I walked into the private clinic in Malaysia that was next to a sushi restaurant. The ones where the little plates are linked up on a conveyor belt so you can grab them. The appointment was at 5:30, but the doctor wasn't there until 6:30 or so. He works at a hospital and got up, held up. I know this shouldn't have bothered me, but I'm impatient and was excited to have my pain taken away. All the tramadol recently has made everything take longer than it should in my head. He had food there while he waited. His suggestion, the sushi place was the loudest one of the rotating sushi type I've ever been to, and there was the loudest crying baby I think I've ever heard right behind me. Finally, I was called and asked one last time if I wanted to do this, given the risk of numbness or paralysis. I agreed. I was taken to a room 20 yards from the front desk at the back of the clinic, over a continuously revving motorcycle, which could have only been coming from an auto shop. I undressed and was given this tube of a tapestry with blue patterns on it to cover myself. The doctor asked me if I wanted a tramadol injection. I said, yeah. I thought my medicine might be nicer than the pills I've been taking. I said it might help me relax. A half lie, since I was anxious, mostly about the injections. To relax? He asked, and sounded surprised. I realized he meant for my back pain. First, I was given the radio ablation. It consisted of 3 injections. First, the bottom of my spine. Second, third, directly into L4 and L5. Lastly, the epidural injections into L4 and L5. I was scared the entire time. I finally started getting anxious and really doubtful as I waited for the doctor. I had 1 or 2 fleeting thoughts that this was crazy earlier that day. I flew across the world to some country I knew nothing about with the guidance of an autistic kid to get a procedure on my spine. My fears grew as the procedure went on, and I could feel all they were doing inside me, and the doctor and girl in jeans and in charge of this radio ablation machine talked in their thick accents, at times in another language, about this machine and the doctor's recent opinions on it and what works better. Science and medical procedure is, I guess, a dynamic and growing practice, I told myself. During the ablation, they stimulated the nerves, which felt super weird and uncomfortable. The injections also felt weird and a little bit painful. Scary. After it was over, I got off the table and tried to bend. I couldn't. Immediate pain and more than ever before. My muscles were super tight, keeping my spine straight. It felt like I had a rod on my ass. Fucked, I thought. I remember thinking I'd rather have been paralyzed. The doctor didn't say this would happen. After it happened, he said it should go away. Right, sure, I thought. I tried to convince myself all the pokes and prods caused some temporary hyperinflammation. It's loosened up quite a lot, and I can actually sit more comfortably than I've been able to over a year as I write this. Time will tell. Now, guys. Seth Peterson was not a porn star. Seth Peterson was not a top or a bottom. He was not a beautiful cock. He was not a great, tight hole that looks more stunning than almost any other hole when it's getting fucked. And when you reduce him to that, you're doing him a disservice. You're reducing his worth and his existence in so many ways for no reason. Seth Peterson was a human being. Seth Peterson was a human being that did porn and had a life beyond it as well. When people belittle sex work, when people reduce sex work to the worst things they can imagine, to the worst things that they've read on random Twitter threads at 3 a.m., to the stuff that they see because they are always looking for the worst to validate their opinion that has been preformed ages back. But no. End of the day, a sex worker is one thing, and one thing only. A person. A person with feelings, emotions, lives, hobbies, enjoyments, fears. And today, after I had to deal with the most complex feelings that I have felt during a death, with someone that I should not be feeling things over because I never got to know him, I am now enraged and in sorrow and ashamed of the species that I am a part of, because of the way I have seen people react to his death, the way I have seen people react to his obituaries, to his memoriams, the heartlessness that abounds in humanity is one of the most depressing things I have ever seen, because I never once expected it to be as bad as this. But it is. And that's terrifying and depressing. It hurts. Remember Seth as a person. Remember Seth as a person who knit, a guy who wrote, a guy who found avenues, hobbies, arts, ways to express himself, and loved them, and loved life. Stop dehumanizing sex workers. Hug your friends. Talk to your friends. Listen to their stories, even the stupidest ones, even the silliest, most unimportant ones. Listen to them. Hear them. Love them. Be a support, because you can lose every single chance in one moment. And that's the scariest thing I can think of. Rest in peace, Seth Peterson. You will be missed. You will be loved. You will be honored. And your name will be something that brings a smile to people's face, a tear to their eyes, a thump to their heart, knots in their stomach. So many people will keep you alive every day from this point onward, because they have a piece of you. They have a memory of you. They have a story of yours. They have pieces of your life in them that they will carry onward. And you'll live longer through them and through the people they tell those stories to the people they share those memories with. I wish I had that honor. And I'm so sorry I don't. But you will be missed greatly. I appreciate you being the man you were. And I'm grateful that you were alive at the same time I was. I just wish I had missed my one opportunity, my 1,000 opportunities. I will see you guys in another video, which will certainly be happier, but death rarely brings happiness. And I don't want to see